Anchoring is one of the most important roles you can come across when it comes to defending in Rainbow Six Siege, and a role in which I've taken up recently and have seen a massive improvement in my win ratio. So I thought it would be a fun idea if we take a further look into the role of anchoring, see what I've learned so far, and offer you guys the basic, tips and tricks which I've learned along the way.
That might have been the best all of us have played as a team.
100%. That is unreal. What's going on, you beautiful stars? RTS Nova here, and welcome to our episode on anchoring. The aim for the episode is simple. I want to speak about the basics of anchoring and try and go over as many tips and tricks that I've learned so far from playing that role, which could help you guys out. Now, the most crucial factor before even hopping into a game of Siege is knowing who you are going to play as. Of course, you can really anchor as any operator you like. But for me, there are 4 or 5 operators who really stand out to me as the best in the game. And they are Maestro, Echo, Goyo, Mira, and last but definitely not least, Cade. Some of you may agree with this, and others won't, and that's fine. But this is all my own opinion, and who I truly believe covers all the key areas required to be a good anchor. Now that we have the operators out of the way, let's move on to the main job of being an anchor. And it's not just a case of sitting on site behind a shield or a wall and doing nothing until they push. The most crucial job, in my opinion, is surveillance, which is where Maestro, Echo, and Mira really excel. Now, in order for me to go into as much detail as I possibly can to try and help you guys out in playing that anchor role, I'm going to have to introduce another key factor, and that's gadget placement. So during this bit, the surveillance and gadget placement will be working hand in hand. So we're going to hop into a quick custom game so I can show you why they do. So if I'm running Maestro on this map, I normally place one Evil Eye outside West Balcony and another inside B. If I am running Mira, I place one on the wall inside Armory leading to Balcony and the other sitting on the wall that connects Armory to Archives. If I decide to play with Echo, when he doesn't get banned, I place a Yokai drone just in front of the half wall in Armory and another at the very top of Archives. So yesterday I was solo queuing and I managed to get a game on Chalet where Echo wasn't banned, praise the Lord. And I decided that this would be the perfect time to show off how useful he can be. So I positioned myself in a safe area where no one will find me, and all I do for the round is ping to my teammates where they're pushing from, and where I can, activating my Yokai drone to cause issues for the attackers. As you can see, I didn't even have to come off the drones in this round, and because of me constantly tagging and moving my Yokai drone every time the attackers moved, I was able to rack up a few assists and really influence the way that round went. Stay in cover, bro. Stay
down to
in
15
cover.
seconds. Time expires in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. Mission critical. Bomb diffuser activated. Op 4, last stop standing.
There we are.
Diffuser
See, I
located.
don't need the
Disable
kills.
it.
It's playing smart. So as soon as the round starts, your job is to get on those cameras and start calling out every bit of detail you can to your teammates, no matter how insignificant you think it may be. If you see that the camera by a tank's been destroyed, call it out so that your runners know where they need to be positioned, so they know straight away, right, tank's down, they're going to be coming up to that West Balcony area, which I discussed earlier. I can position myself in security and try and get a few shots off. If you see that a drone is coming from, I don't know, let's say Archives on first floor, shout it out. Look guys, we're a minute in, they're droning through Archives. I have a feeling they're going to be pushing through bottom floor. Can we get someone down there? You are the most influential person on that team, so your voice needs to be heard and everything needs to be mentioned.
Watch the stairs, Strange. Watch the stairs.
I've got a Evil Eye at the there's a Montang there, John.
Whereabouts?
Just on ping. But I've got him pinned down with the Evil Eye. I can let you know when they're pushing. There's another one behind Monty. I didn't quite get who that was. Good work, good shot. Monty can't push much further because every time she turns I'm there. There's someone else on Monty. It's Thatcher.
Yep.
which is not the person I really want to come across, but got a few shots on Money.
Nice. Keep watching those stairs, Strange. You're watching our backs at the minute.
Right, he's going to EMP me. I'm going to be out of action.
Yep. That's right.
Right, I'm going to pretend to be KLA. I've got a few shots on John. Stay back.
Sweet.
Still cover me if
I'm
you
just
can.
literally being here for bait.
Yeah.
Baiting them. Push.
Yeah, I've got a few more shots on him. Just keep covering if you can. I really wanted to show this clip because it shows what not to do when making callouts and leads me to key factor number 3, communication. As you can hear in my voice at the very start, I'm rather panicky and hectic with how I'm speaking to my teammate. I'm not giving clear and precise callouts, but more a bunch of random words put together. I'm sure that many of you may have been in the same situation as me before and still do the same. Well, that's okay, it's bound to happen. The more you settle into a game and the more confident you become with the anchor role, the calmer you will be when it comes to callouts and making tough decisions. I mean, even just one round later, I knew what I had to do, so I became so much more confident in my role and taking control of the game and giving precise callouts and instructions to my teammates. And because of that, we ended up having an unbelievable defensive hold on Archives. Just watch and listen to this next clip and hear the improvements we made. Are they all there?
Let me have a look. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, looks like a blitz, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're going for the plant.
Located a bomb.
Good work.
That's one down.
That's the defuse down, boys.
Strange, you got a Montang.
Can you
just
smoke
sat
it,
there.
Strange?
Whereabouts?
Literally in the corner by the fridge. Just pinged. Be careful. They're going for it. They're going for the plant. Got him down. Nice.
Nice.
Kid assist done. Careful. Nice. Good work. Good work.
Yep, killed him.
Great work. Are we alright from up top or?
I think so. It's just Maverick
Oh, no.
outside.
Right.
There was
Stand
gunshots
right.
from up
Nice.
there.
Last stop standing.
From up top, are they, Strange?
Yeah, I was getting shot from up there.
I'm going to push to see if I can find them. Good call. Brilliant round.
Well done.
Brilliant round.
Hostiles eliminated.
That was really fucking good.
So what we're going to do now is just recap over the 3 key factors which we have mentioned so far before moving on to the final 2. So key factor number 1 is know what operators suit what maps. i.e. a map like Border is perfect for operators like Maestro. Key factor number 2 is gadget placement. Placing your gadget behind the enemy or on site in high foot traffic areas to delay attacks and provide a constant flow of information to your teammates. Number 3 is communication. Put it in simple terms, all you need to do is provide clear and precise callouts. Moving on to the last 2 key factors, and in my opinion, without them, you may as well wipe the other 3 just completely off the map, chuck them out the window and pretend I just didn't even speak about them. So key factor number 4, patience. As an anchor, you won't be seeing much action until the last minute of the round, which is, by the way, a brilliant sign because that means you've set up your site well and you've instructed your team perfectly. Your job for the majority of the game, like I kind of said earlier, is to call out what you see and help your teammates. For some players, this can be very boring and they lose focus due to a lack of patience. As soon as you lose focus, you will be punished by the attackers. So that's why I've put patience in here, because you do. It's not an exciting job anchoring until the last 30 seconds to a minute. Other than that, it can be boring sometimes, especially if you have good runners who take out the whole team. Most rounds you could be sitting there, you could finish the game on 1 kill, 2 kills and think, oh, God, that was so boring, but it's such a vital role and that's why you need high patience. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this final factor, for me, I think, is vital. And I think it's more of a personal factor, if that makes sense. It's more about you as a person than it is the game. And it's composure. Now, the last 30 seconds to a minute are going to get crazy, which is why it's so vital that you stay cool, calm, and collected under pressure. Now, what do I mean by crazy? Well, there is a high chance that if the attackers haven't made a single push on site yet, it's down to the fact that they're going to wait till the last minute or even later to try and catch you and your teammates off guard and cause a bit of panic and hysteria, which is why you need to stay composed. Now, if you are one of those players who just always gets nervous when something like this happens, or in a situation where you find yourself in a 1v1, 1v2, 3, 4 or 5 and you start getting the sweaty palms, knees weak, arms are heavy, and you have no idea how to fix it, then do what I've started doing. During the starting phase and the very start of the round, start thinking of game plans for each scenario that could possibly happen. As an anchor, you kind of got plenty of time for it really, because you're on the cameras, so that will help you massively. Let's say we were playing Border, right? And you've got one of your main cameras outside that hallway on West Balcony, and you can see 2 or 3 of there. You're in, and let's say you're sitting half wall in the objective. You can now start thinking, right, so if my teammates can't get a kill, so I'm going to have 3 people push me. How do I want to play this? Well, I'm going to drop back to Locker's area so I get a nice tight angle, shoot through the wall, and maybe take 1 or 2 out. Drop round the back, come through metal detectors and flank all the way around maybe. Oh, I don't know, I might get spotted because of the metal detectors going off. You're just constantly thinking. That is your job. You're thinking of plays. Now, I'm going to show a couple of clips now that really emphasise how important the last 2 factors really are. In the first clip, we are playing as IQ on attack. Now, if you're wondering why I'm showing a clip of me on attack, it's simply to show you what a lack of gadget deployment, a lack of communication, a lack of focus, and a lack of composure looks like on a defensive team. It's the last 30 seconds, and I decide I'm going to rush in against 3 defenders anchoring down on site and somehow come out with the win. But the reason for it is simple. They had very poor gadget placement. Ideally, the area I'm pushing from, that little hallway to kitchen, you wanted camera cover in it. Fortunately for us, they had nothing there, which meant that in the last 30 seconds, they had no idea where we could be pushing from. So the 2 defenders who are dead, they aren't able to communicate with their teammates who are still alive where to watch out for, which allowed me to get an easy push on Valk and take her out. Now, because it is so late on in the round, I do believe that one of the defenders just clearly lost their patience, as not only did they not see the skull that would have appeared once I killed Valk, but they didn't even see me enter from the area he or she was meant to be covering, and I managed to just get the easiest kill on her. So I've gone from a situation that looked like a near impossible push to a very winnable one. Unfortunately, I ran out of ammo on Frost, but due to a lack of composure, she just starts spraying, and I managed to get up close and take her out with the pistol. Just have a watch of the clip in full, and you'll see what I mean.
Right hand corner, bro, just ping. She's still exactly there. Ping again.
Good call.
Nice. Right hand corner, you got it, right.
Good work. Now the final clip really shows how having a game plan helps your composure. I can kind of see where they're roughly positioned, so I decided that what I'm going to do is come down from top floor stairs. Fuck, there goes my composure. Fuck it, I'm not even going to speak over this part. Enjoy the clip.
The bomb diffuser has been successfully deployed. Diffuser located. Disable it. Op 4, last stop standing. One friendly operator remaining.
Ah, fucker.
Op 4 has successfully defused the bomb. Mission failed.
Well, that's going to be the end of this video, and I really hope that these basic tips help you in your anchor role. If they did, make sure to leave a like. If you think that this sort of content that's right up your street, then subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links for both will be in the description, along with the link to my Twitch, as we have now started live streaming. I'm going to end it on this clip that shows what a defensive setup and play looks like when all 5 key factors work hand in hand. As always, thanks for watching. I love you all. Goodbye!
Let me,
Just we got an angle on there. Right, that's Nomad. Yeah, they're here. 2 of them are there. Wait there, John.
Yep.
There,
I can go down
Jesus
to
Christ, I
garage.
thought that was an RPG then.
Garage door's clear at the minute.
They're trying to shoot me out. They're flanking upstairs, I think, so be careful of that flank on garage.
Ash. They're all coming through, back end.
Yeah.
Like sewer entrance.
Big plays top. One's here, one's here. John, can you see 4 at all?
Yep.
She's coming over, she's
Got
coming
one
over. Well played, John.
Nice goal. Nice goal.
Got one.
Well played, Strange. Well played, boy.
Yes! Come on, boy!